So I'm sure you've heard by now about the Hanta virus spreading through the cruise ship. Um, Number of deaths, I believe it's up to 5 now, if it's not higher. 7 Americans returned home before they knew that this was a deadly virus. And some of them are in my state. I don't know where they are in my state. I don't know what the quarantine policy is or what's happening, but yeah, it's a mess. I'm having deja vu. They're playing it down, saying, "Oh no, don't worry, it's not going to be another COVID pandemic." Blah blah blah. You know, that's the lady at the World Health Organization said that, and I was like, she said it won't be another COVID pandemic. Are we playing semantics? Is she just saying COVID pandemic so that later she has plausible deniability that she never said that there wouldn't be a pandemic? She just said another COVID pandemic. So anyway, my fears have been assuaged by several doctors from around the world, saying that the way the virus works, it wouldn't replicate the way the COVID virus did. So we don't have to worry about a worldwide pandemic. My thing is, viruses mutate and change. Dr. Campbell in England, I watched him throughout the COVID situation, and he's very knowledgeable, and he kind of described, I can't remember exactly what he said, but he kind of described the way it would have to happen for it to become a virus that would spread like wildfire to become a pandemic. So basically, it's almost impossible for it to mutate. They would, 2 different versions and 2 different people with this hantavirus and another version of the virus. I can't remember what it's called. The overall name of it. But they would have to come together, and they would have to in the same person and mutate and do all these things. And he says it's almost impossible for that to happen. So I'm a little less alarmed, a little less afraid at this point. But in any case, the point of this video is to talk about what the Trump administration has done to our National Institutes of Health and our CDC. Because if there were another pandemic under Trump, we are not prepared. So I looked up some stuff, some findings on what they've done to dismantle and destroy our National Institutes of Health and CDC, cancel research, all kinds of things. So I just want to go over and read a little bit to you on what has been done to show you that we are not prepared if another pandemic did happen. Okay, so pardon me, I'm going to be reading a little bit. In 2025 and 2026, the Trump administration implemented broad restructuring and personnel changes at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the National Security Council, impacting teams dedicated to pandemic preparedness and outbreak response. Pandemic response and CDC personnel changes, restructurings and firings in 2025. In early 2025, the administration initiated sweeping layoffs across several CDC divisions, including teams focused on infectious disease outbreaks and respiratory disease surveillance. CDC director ousted August 2025. President Trump fired the CDC director Susan Monarez less than a month after her appointment. Reports indicate her refusal to endorse unscientific vaccine policy changes proposed by the Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Led to her dismissal. I'm not sure if you saw some of his hearings in Congress regarding that. Let's see. NSC leadership resignation in 2025. Gerald Parker, appointed to lead the Biosecurity and Pandemic Response Directorate within the NSC in February 2025, resigned less than 6 months later and was not immediately replaced. Elite disease detectives. October 2025, during a government shutdown, numerous staff, including members of the elite corps of disease detectives, very important people, were initially fired, though some were later reinstated after the administration claimed the notifications were sent in error. Ryan, who believes that? From the New York Times, specific program eliminations, vessel sanitation program. The administration, in April 2025, the administration eliminated nearly the entire staff of the CDC's vessel sanitation program, which was responsible for inspecting cruise ships and investigating onboard outbreaks. This included the dismissal of the lead epidemiologist for cruise ship outbreak response. I can't. Let's see, where was I? Researching grants 2025 to 2026. The 2026 budget proposal called for eliminating roughly $750 million in state preparedness grants and zeroing out funding for the hospital preparedness program. Additionally, contracts for the avian flu and coronavirus vaccine research were terminated early. Let's see. I'm looking for the date because we also left the World Health Organization early this year. Which, the World Health Organization helps countries around the world come together and prepare responses, share information so that we can slow down the progression of any new pandemic. So once again, thanks a lot, Trumpers. We are unprepared for another outbreak or a pandemic. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please like, share, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you think. Thanks for watching.